Welcome to the making of a DM. Put the pen down and let's talk about getting stupid, filthy, stinking rich. With that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your host, Mark Evans, DM. I missed you guys. It's been a minute since I've done a show. I've been doing a lot of travel for friends and family and, colleagues and guys I do a lot of business with. I'll show you here in a second, but I want to take a quick minute and again acknowledge you, the listener, for going and leaving amazing reviews. We've had massive 5-star reviews. If you haven't done so, and if the show is like impactful or any of our shows here are impactful to you, if you would just do me a favor and, go over there and make a 3-minute investment of your time to show me that you're paying attention and listening and you're there. I don't know you're there unless you raise your hand. And the way you raise your hand in the world we live in is by taking action and doing something, either sending me a private message on Instagram or Facebook, or ideally sending a review as well. Let me know. Maybe I'll hook you up with a cool gift. If you go leave a review, shoot me a quick message and let me know you did that. Maybe I'll give you something cool. Anyways, for all of you that have, again, thank you very much. It truly does mean a lot to me. As this show is done 100% free, I'm sharing real life information, not some bullshit fluff stuff that's going to get you all excited with no action behind it, but truly genuinely want to help you accomplish your wildest dreams at all levels and tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Today's show, before I get started, I just got back. This may sound a little douchey. I'm saying it, and it sounds douchey me saying that. And I did it. But St. Thomas, I took a bunch of people down there. We had a we actually had an amazing big mastermind group of the guys in the DM family, which that's my $35,000 a year mastermind group where we only have 33 people. It's the maximum amount of people we'll ever have in there. I know it's a terrible scalable model and all that stuff. I get it. But it's something I truly am passionate about helping the right people accomplish amazing things. But as we're down there, a lot of people bring their families. We did the St. Thomas Ritz Carlton, which was amazing, where I pick up the tab for everybody. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this is what I like to do. I enjoy it, being able to pick the tabs up at dinner, spending $7,000 a night at dinners to be able to pick up the bar tabs, rent a massive boat to take us all out for 7 hours. These are tens of thousands of dollars. But that's what gets me excited. Having money is an accelerator of things that you get to do, kind of like anything else, right? It just enhances it. And I like to give. I like to share. It's in my blood. My family's that way. And I grew up, my parents didn't have much money, but if something happened, they'd literally give the shirt off their back to help you. So I always respect that and appreciate about my parents instilling that in me. And I like that trait about me. And sometimes it hurts because that gets taken advantage of, but most of the time it serves me well. But as I was there in St. Thomas, hanging out with amazing guys and gals, there a lot of cool things happened. Big breakthroughs, big thought processes and all that. And I'll share some of that here today. But then we got done with that. I was there for 3 or 4 days with my wife and kids. And then I flew my in-laws in to hang out with the kids for 3 days. And then I jumped on a yacht, 120-foot yacht that I rented, 6 figures a week. Yes, 6 figures for 7 days. It sounds crazy. The tip on these yachts, you're handing tens of thousands of dollars in cash for a tip on something like this. So pretty interesting. I'll share some of that here in a second. But as I get on there, it's me, my wife, and 4 other couples. There's 10 people in this boat. And the conversations, the connections, the relationships that we're deepening and forging, these are all guys in my DM family, the only people I allow to do this with me. We all get on there and we talk and we learn and we figure out, throughout the days. Trust me, you go out and have a bunch of these things called painkillers and Trulies and White Claws and beers and whatever anybody's drinking. We're really hanging out literally for 3 full days together on this beautiful yacht. And it's very mind expansion. So I do this because I like to expand other people's minds. I've done this multiple times now, and I've seen it make massive impacts in people's lives. It's scary. It's very expensive to do on a simple level. But it's all relative, right? And what's interesting is you're sitting on the yacht, and this is a 120 footer. It's a pretty good sized boat. Sleeps, you got 5 crew members, like literally the amazing chef. You got the steward, you got the deckhand, you got the captain, all amazing people. And as you're sitting there, getting ready to pour it out, you look around and you're like, oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. But who's this guy's boat? 300 footer. Who's this guy's boat? Oh, owns Home Depot and the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, who's this guy boat? Oh, he's a hedge fund manager. Blah, 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 blah. And these are $150, $200 million yachts. The yacht we're on is not that much, right? Like 10 million, let's say, which is still a lot of money. But again, it's all relative. And the reason I'm talking about this stuff is not to impress, but to impress upon. We have to constantly think about expanding. And I was talking with a buddy about some stuff, and he's generating like $1 million a year. And he's asking me, he's like, man, I want to grow. I want to really grow this thing big. And I'm like, what does big mean? Right? Again, people use words, including me sometimes. I try to be conscious of this, but we use words in a very simple level. I want to be big. Okay, well, what does that mean? I want to be skinny. What does that mean? I want to be fit. What does that mean? I want to be a better dad. What does that mean? Etc. Right? So as I was talking to him, what I realized, he wants to go from $1 million to $5 million, let's say. Here's the catch. Here's the rub with this. First of all, it took him 7 years to get to $1 million a year. Again, to make $1 million a year, where I'm at in my life, is not hard to do in any way, shape, or form. But the real problem with that is there's people out here, they think the journey is all about $1 million. I promise you, wherever you're at in your life, the number you're thinking in your head, if you get there, and when you do get there, truth is you're not even going to know you're there because you're going to be pushing forward to another level. That's the truth. But with that said, he's at $1 million a year, and he wants to be big. He wants to be at 5 million. And I'm talking to him, and right now it's just him and a couple of staff members. And I'm like, well, how do you get there? Well, I want to be lean. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I start asking him, I'm like, do you realize to go from $1 million to 5 million, you can't think, how do I do it? Because if you already knew, wouldn't you be doing it already? This sounds very basic, by the way. And the truth is it is. But why aren't most people getting it? So let me step back for a second. 2006-ish, because December 31st, 05, I left Columbus, Ohio to South Beach. I remember very clearly sitting on the beach, 2006 in South Beach, and flip phone days. And my wife's there. We're hanging out. We're getting a tan or whatever we're doing. And I remember sitting on the beach. I'm still a yellow notebook pad paper with pen guy. And I remember this thought came across my head. I want to generate real revenue. I want to be at hundreds of millions of dollars a year. How do you do it? Problem is I couldn't come up with an answer, because if I knew how, wouldn't I already be doing it, right? It's kind of like weight loss, right? You already know how to lose weight. Why aren't we doing more of it? So we got to reprogram our brain. So I start asking bigger questions, right? Questions that distract me from the activity to really get what I want. And I started saying, how do I position myself to create a real business that is sellable? Who can I hire? This is very big. Who can I hire to be the driver? Who can I hire to blah, 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 whatever it is, right? It could be the person that's doing the deployment. It could be the person that's being the driver, etc. And guys, by the way, this is not bullshit talk. I've done this in multiple companies now where I've literally have zero clue how to do the work. I understand the big picture and the big concept, but I've hired every single person in the company to do specific roles. And then the specific role people, the who's, go out and hire the people to do the hows, and then they deploy and they manage that and they grow it. And I'm talking many, many millions of dollars a year. Again, so I know this is real. It's not bullshit. I'm being super genuine with you. So I started figuring out, like, put the pen down. Like, just shut it all off for a second. Because us as entrepreneurs, we think the more work we do, the more results we'll get. Well, at a certain point in life, there's a thing called diminishing returns. And the truth is, my boy that's making $1 million a year, my buddy, and he's trying to figure out how to get to 5, he's asking himself, how do I do more work and activity to get that result? You can't. Now listen, this is key. The problem is he realizes how to get to 1 million. He knows he can get to 1.1 next year by doing more work, right? It's easy to mentally conceptualize, I could work just a little bit harder to make an extra 100 grand. Therefore, my revenue increased 10% from 1 million to 1.1. But where we get fucked up is how do we go from 1 million to 5 million? You have to start unlocking different doors in your brain and start asking or surrounding yourself around other people that are helping you navigate this conversation of who do we need to hire? What do we need to put in place? What does our business look like, for God's sakes, right? So he's in a different industry. He's not in a real estate business or whatever. He's more on the online big stuff. And he has a lot of clients, one-on-one clients. The simple answer, and I shared this with him, and I hope this impacts someone listening to this. The simple answer for him is you got to stop being one-on-one, like one-to-one, and start becoming one-to-many. Let me say it again. Stop being one-to-one, start being one-to-many. What that means is he needs to amplify his voice, maybe lower his prices, but have more people. So let's say if he does a one-on-one day, it might be $5,000. I'm making these numbers up, but let's say if it's $5,000. One-on-one. The maximum you can make that day is $5,000, right? It's pretty cool. Decent money. Maybe someone listening. I wouldn't do it for $5,000, but some people might, right? It'd be way more. It's all a value thing, time thing. I can go make way more money and or do nothing and have marked time and to make more money, right? Or he can be one to many. Him go to 1,000 people paying $200 a month, right? That's $200,000 a month in residual income. Follow me? 1,000 times 200. There's no cap on it. You can go as high as you want, as many people as you can put in there through marketing channels. But what happens is his one day of action, he might have to work 1 hour a week. Actually, a great friend of mine I was hanging out with, he has 500 people that pay him $150 a month. He spends 1 hour a week working with them. 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week. Oh, Mark, that's bullshit. There's no way. Oh, there's many, many ways. Like, look at Hulu. Look at, what's that new thing that just came out? The Disney app. They had like 20 million people or more pay $10 a month. 20 million. Do you understand? Put that in perspective. 20 million people, $10 a month. It's a decent amount of money every month. One, they got the hub to many, the people subscribing. Yes, I charge $5,000 a day, but okay, I'll take 200 a month, but I'm going to have 1,000 people in there. You're doing the same work, just different activity and less of the work, typically, right? So you got to ask yourself that, and right there, that'd be 2 point. He would literally double and a half his company by doing one different, like changing the way he does business, right? And then inside of that 1,000, there's always the 80-20 rule. 20% of those people want a higher level service. They've already been in the system. They've already been entrenched in the way he talks, what he looks like, thinks about, etc. Therefore, his 200 people, he could sell something higher level and generate another 2 or 3, 4 million or more dollars with the same 1,000 people. So there's all these things, like we have to think, again, one-to-one or one-to-many. So in real estate investing, because that's how I made a decent amount of money. I still do real estate. My team does it every day. I'm involved in many, many, many hundreds of real estate transactions a month. And my company is, when I say it means in my company. So I have amazing people there and some shitty people, but that we'd fire those guys as quickly as possible. No, I'm sort of joking. I realized in real estate in 2006 when I was sitting on the beach, asking myself, how do I replicate myself? Now, you got to remember, I started in 96 and left in the end of 05, so 10 years in essence. And I have 10 years of experience, 10 years of failures. Success is built upon failures, by the way. The more successful you see someone, that just means they have a lot more failures and they keep moving. So why don't some people why do people quit? So I put my pen down and I just started thinking. And actually, I probably went and had a couple cocktails, to be honest. And because my mind's going 100 miles per hour, that's probably like all entrepreneurs I know. And I'm not advocating drinking. It's just probably what I was doing at that time. So I was sitting there and I just started thinking, what would this look like if me, could not work or do anything, but still had to generate the revenue we're generating or more? Constraint model, constraint question. See, when you ask a different question, your brain, this is what all of our brains do, starts seeking different solutions. So I started asking this question, and I'm talking like obsessively. I can't work. How do I make money? I can't work. How do I duplicate? I can't work. How do I generate rev? I can't work. How does this look? I can't, like, you start like creating so much. It almost seemed real that I could not work. And I did this for months. And I talk about this in a book I wrote called 10-Minute Business Owner, because in my company, the way I've built it is in 10 minutes a day, I'm on an island. And who do I talk to? What do we talk about? What information, KPIs, key performance indicators for the company do I need to hear to know if we're moving forward, backwards, still, et cetera? Again, these are questions to ask yourself. By the way, I still ask these same questions every single day. The interesting thing about the power of this question is we typically won't do anything with the answers until we hit a very tough spot, because the pain becomes stronger, if that even makes sense, becomes stronger than the fear of moving forward, because you're going to have to let go of some stuff. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to become someone different. And when you do this, amazing things start happening. So as I'm sitting here talking to you, my company's run without me. I'm still involved, but just at a different level, different conversation level, different daily activity level. And I'm not saying go out and take this information and stop working. I just want you to start understanding, put the pen down and slow down for a second. Because when you go from 1 million to 5 million, or from 100,000 to 500,000, you have to start thinking different. You have to have different processes. You have to have team mentality. You have to start thinking, how do I grow this to the next level? And when you do this, a lot of amazing things will happen. So 1-to-1, 1-to-many. As I'm talking to you today, I created a company called the DM Alliance. You know, what I've realized is I have a unique ability to the marketplace. I have 23 plus experience in real estate investing. So I've kind of created a partnership / affiliate. It's not affiliate, but partnership / an alliance program where we'll actually help drive revenue for them. They have to do the work. We'll do our part of the work. They do their side of the work. And then we split profits with a very lopsided for them. They make way more than we do, but it's a great way for me to expand. Here's what I mean. I've realized over the years, I'd rather have a lot of a little than a little of a lot. I'd love helping people. It's fun to me. I get off on it. I'm excited to hang out with them. I'm excited to see them accomplish massive breakthroughs. And it's hard for people to understand that, don't realize like, oh, gee, I need to make millions. Why would you do this? Well, because I love doing it. That's the answer. The second layer of the answer is because we'll make a lot more money long-term because I'm going to many, not one-on-one. And it's hard for people to realize, like, dude, what's your angle? My angle is to help you make a lot of money. Because the beautiful thing about that, you make a lot of money. Guess what? The company, that DM Alliance, makes a lot more money. We can hire better people. We can help more people. We can do more together. If you really understand that concept, that's what we do. And again, if you're a real estate investor, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Mark Evans DM. Tell them you heard me on this podcast show on the DM, making of a DM, and tell me what you got going on. Tell me what market you're in. Let me know if you're interested in this. It's big. I've been doing a beta program for 10 people now. I have a COO that runs it, and I have 2 other guys behind the scenes driving activity to create rev, which is amazing. And I've seen guys go from 10,000 a month to 50,000, 45, 50,000 a month in 3 to 4 months. That's the power of a team. It's the power of unique ability. And my goal is not to help, create workers. My ultimate vision with this, the DM Alliance, is to help build a true business owner. someone that can have the lifestyle they've been seeking, truly seeking, not some bullshit conversation that they read in a book and they think it's real. I'm talking a real business life, because you can't have the life you want if you don't have the business accolades to get it. If you don't have the path, we'll show you the path. It's in my financial beneficial interest to help you, because I make more money with you. So it's kind of an interesting concept. I asked myself how to do it the fair way, how to do it the right way, how to do it where it's big. Could it be 100,000 people in this, or 1,000 or 100? What does it really look like? And I just started asking myself this question. By the way, I've been asking myself this question for 7 years. And then I really started focusing on it 2 years ago. And then in June, I met the guy that could run it, that I felt confident that I could provide the value that I really wanted to understand and justify the business proposition piece. And every day I know now that we've seen people's lives change in a very short time frame. In the last 6 months we've been doing this beta, it's been amazing. And we have people from all walks of life in there. It's not big right now. There's only like 18 or 20 people in there. Because my vision, my conversation with myself took 6-7 years to come to fruition. So what I'm saying is, have a bigger picture of yourself. Don't pull from the past, focus on the future. Your failures from the past are just, again, it's a building block to success. Know that it's just one step closer, one step closer. Failure is inevitable. It's inevitable. But what you do with the failure is where champions are made. What are you doing when you fail? Do you quit? I'll share something real personal with you. Yesterday, I got a text at 9:30 in the morning, and I had a lot of calls, catch up to do from the yacht trip. 9:30 in the morning, text from my cousin, her husband, and saying, hey, your Uncle Benny passed away. I'm like, what? Keep in mind, he was semi-healthy. He passed away in his sleep at 70 years old. This is the first, I've had 3 people in my family die in the last 60 days. And he's the first real close one. This is the guy I used to watch smoke cigars back in the day, Swisher Sweets. He's been very impressionable in my life. And I didn't use it as an excuse to not work. I didn't use an excuse not to do my workout. I didn't use an excuse to be not a good dad today. And I see people use things as excuses. And I'm talking about failure. That, to me, you're failing if you're not focusing and staying on track to your vision of your goal. And again, the beautiful thing, I built the company in my life around, I'm able to say, I support my parents and say, hey, Dad, it's my dad's brother, by the way. Hey, Dad, whatever you guys need, let me know. Let me know when the funeral is. Let me know if they need help on anything. I'll be there. So I'm guessing in the next 2, 3 days, 4 days, I'll be at a funeral and celebrating life. See, we're all going to die. The truth is, I want to go the way he died, in his sleep. Why not? He wasn't hurting. He wasn't, it wasn't prolonged. I've seen my grandfather die in front of me. It took him 8 years of suffering with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Couldn't even speak, for God's sakes. I don't want that. It's a big fear of mine, actually. But I genuinely want to just go to sleep and pass peacefully. It's not always the best, but that's why every night I tell my son and my daughter, sweet dreams, love you, and my wife. It's a big deal because you never know if tomorrow gets to come. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I saw some guy using it as an excuse. Oh, I can't make a decision because one of my best friends died recently. Well, what's that have to do with decision-making in the future? You think you call your buddy? First of all, you're using it as an excuse. Excuses sound best to those that make them, as my buddy Adam always says. And secondly, use it as fuel. See, failure to me and situations like my Uncle Benny passing yesterday, to me, I use it as fuel. I acknowledge it. I'm not suppressing it and acting like it didn't happen. I'm acknowledging it and saying, hey, you know what? It wasn't me. He was an amazing person, and my time is coming too. And the older we get, the more this happens, right? And we might be the one on the docket. So knowing that, how do I use this as fuel? Yesterday, I was so charged up. Today, I'm ultra charged up, and I'm excited for the day. I'm thankful for the day. I'm appreciative that you're here listening to me today, because the truth is there's going to be a day we're not going to be able to communicate. You could go to Instagram right now, follow me, and connect with me. There will be a time for both of us that will not even be possible because one of us, or if not both of us, will be gone. So I want to make the most of my life while I'm on planet Earth, not just for myself, but for my family, my friends, and people I care about the most. Some of my best friends have come in through the same exact model of me selling them high-end masterminds at 35 grand a year. The reason I'm bringing that up is because if you don't get comfortable selling, you're never going to get to the next level. And I'm not saying selling dog shit and bullshit stuff like that. I'm talking real, genuine understanding your worth to what value you can bring to the marketplace and putting a value on that and selling it. And whatever number you're thinking, 10 times it, because that's probably what you're really worth, if not more. So start thinking about this. 1 to 1, 1 to many. Using excuses and failure to like, oh, I can't do this because, I just don't feel good today. Dude, like, come on. Oh, man, I lost 100 grand on that deal. I can't do it going forward anymore. Fuck, this is the time to go all in. You just learned the most valuable lesson in life. Well, man, you don't understand. I fucking understand. I've lost hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. But I'm not quitting. What's the alternative to quit? Never. Use it as fuel. Get excited. Listen, success, whatever you're at today, if you want to be successful, you have so many failures in front of you, you don't even know how many. But what do you do when they hit? Focus on you. Pay attention to how you think about the failure. Pay attention to how you feel. Like, do you tighten up? Do you clench your teeth? Do you get focused? Do you get serious? Like I said, man, honestly, my Uncle Benny passing, I don't want anybody to die, but it's the inevitable. We're all dying. I used it as fuel. I'm still using it. His memories are amazing. That could be us. This is not morbid. This is real. See, when you become more real with yourself, you understand that this shit is real. It is right in front of our eyes. We got to step up to the plate. We got to get uncomfortable. We got to start becoming comfortable being uncomfortable. Your new norm is uncomfortable. That means you're growing. That means you're pushing. That means you're prodding. That means you're actually accomplishing something. There's no growth in comfortability. I want you to get conscious of it. I want you to stay focused with it. I want you to start thinking, how do you get to the next level? The next level is not what you're doing now. What you're doing now got you to where you're at. You have to become someone different for in the future to get to where you want to go. What's your big ass goal? Big. My next show is going to be something I think is going to help a lot of people accomplish something way bigger than what we're talking about even. So I want you to please share with me. Get over to Instagram. Follow me at Mark Evans DM. If this podcast show was valuable, please tag me on Instagram. I'll share your post. Hopefully get you some likes and all that good stuff. Same thing on Facebook as well, guys. I'm serious. I'm very excited to be here with you on this journey of life. Time is of the essence. I'm very anxious to help you. I want to help you, but I don't know you need help unless you raise your hand, unless you let me know what's up. Keep me posted. I'm thinking about you. I'm cheering about you. I don't care what business you're in. I feel very confident we could create some insights and help you grow and attain what you're seeking out of your business. And the truth is, most of you are asking questions are thinking too small, way too small. Your thought process is diluted. You're looking at what other people are doing, not what you want to do. Oh, stay tuned for the next show. I seriously hope that you're here next week. I can't wait to share the shit I'm about to share with you. Please, in the meantime, get over to where you're listening to the show and please leave a 5-star review. Let me know you left it, and I'll potentially shoot you a pretty cool gift. All right, folks, if you need anything, let me know. In the meantime, have an amazing, amazing day. Go make that money and accomplish your wildest dreams. Talk to you soon. Peace.
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss, I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose, yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm more Kevin's DM. Deal maker.